Hey. All right. So, going to do a reaction video. Now, this is going to involve the discussion of politics. So, trigger warning. For those that have asked about the podcast, I did not quit doing it. There's just been a slight hold on it, but things will be cleared up very soon. All right. So, as you can tell by the title, RFK Jr. is running for president, and he put out a new campaign ad. 5 reasons why this country needs RFK. All right. I'm game. So, yeah, that's a little better. We'll go with that.
Let me tell you who I'm not independent of. I'm not independent of you, and I don't want to be.
He's running as independent. We'll dismantle the two-party system. I have very strong opinions on the two-party system and why it should be ended. I'm not sure he's going about it the right way. He's not going to dismantle it this way.
I'm president. You, the people, are going to be my boss. What we need to do is to complete the
And the two-party system? Hell yeah. When I am president, you, the people, will be my boss. Good in theory. Running as an independent candidate isn't going to break the two-party system. Winning as an independent might help some. My opinion, runoff elections are the only way to end a two-party system. Simple as that. Look at France as a good example of presidential runoff elections. All right, number 2.
27 gaps in the wall, and we need to reinstate the Migrant Protection Act that requires people with asylum claims to remain in Mexico.
So we need to build the wall. I mean, fill in the 27 gaps in the wall. Build the wall. And we need to reinstate Trump's policy that asylum seekers stay in Mexico. If you're seeking asylum from El Salvador, as an example, and you pass through Mexico to get to the United States, well, Mexico should grant you asylum. I need asylum. Okay? Why didn't you stop at any of these spots that you are safe in on the way? You need asylum in the U.S. What asylum can the U.S. give you that Mexico cannot? So yeah, great thing. We get that with Trump.
If I have not significantly dropped the level of chronic disease in our children by the end of my first term, I do not want you to reelect me.
Okay. As president, I will heal the sick. This is a little bit reminiscent of Biden's going to cure cancer. Good, noble, great thing to want to do. How? More government control of the medical industry? That's not a solution. The government can't do anything right. I want them to stay out of it. But yeah, that's intriguing. So, reason number 1, hell yeah. But running as an independent doesn't solve it. we need runoff elections, not weighted elections. That's easily rigged. Only run one from your party, and you're clearly going to win the weighted election. That's how Alaska got their senator. 2, build the wall and reinstate Trump's immigration policies. Okay. 3, we're going to lower child sickness. Okay. How? 4, his administration will tell the truth. By the way, I really like RFK Jr. I'm a big fan of him as a human being, as a person, as an attorney, and even as a politician. He has all of Jimmy Carter's best qualities. And I love Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter is one of the worst presidents we've ever had, but he's a great human being.
My first day in office, I'm going to issue an executive order saying that if you're a federal employee and you lie to the public, you lose your job. And I'm going to stop the federal government from lying to us.
All right. You get caught lying, you're fired. Federal employee? How about if you can prove a member of Congress or the Senate or any member of the government lies before Congress or before Senate, then they are removed from office. But then who determines? See? That's the thing. All right. Number 5.
The central fulcrum of the American dream was that if you worked hard, if you played by the rules, you could finance a home, you could raise a family on one job. And because of these giant corporations, we go from being citizens to being subjects. I'm not going to let that happen to our country. This has been paid for by Team Kennedy.
All right. Okay. So, there's a lot to digest here. 5 things, right? Number 1, end the 2-party system. I agree completely. Electing him president doesn't change that. I don't know how to get it implemented, but a runoff election would be the way to go. Because, so for those that aren't familiar, a runoff election is I vote for my favorite person. How many people will be like, all right, I'm voting for RFK. He's the one I want. And I can cast this vote without fear of, well, I hate Donald Trump, so I have to vote for Biden. Well, with a runoff election, it doesn't work that way. You vote for who you like the most. Hell yeah. I like RFK Jr. I'm voting for him. And that's not putting Trump in office or Biden in office. That's who I like. And then boom. And Trump comes in second place. Biden comes in third place. RFK comes in first place. Well, shit, yeah. But let's be realistic. Trump comes in first place. RFK comes in second place. Biden comes in third place. All right. So those are the two people you picked. Now we're going to have a runoff election. Now, between these two people, who do you choose? So now all those, well, I really like RFK, but I'm scared that Trump will get in office. I'm going to vote Biden. They got their chance to pick who they truly wanted. This is what primaries are supposed to do, but it just ends up one or two, right? That's stupid. It shouldn't be heads or tails. So now all the people are like, well, I really liked Biden, but I hate Trump. Then they get to vote for RFK. And that would put the Biden supporters and the RFK supporters against the Trump supporters. And it would have done when, honestly, it would have prevented Clinton from winning the presidency twice. Because there were Bob Dole supporters who voted for Ross Perot. Because, you know what? I'm picking who I think's best. Ross Perot. By the way, Ross Perot would have been a fantastic president. He was absolutely right on everything he said. A lot of Democrats liked him, but they were scared of the Republicans winning. And a lot of Republicans liked him, but they were scared of the Democrats winning. Runoff election solves that. All right, his second thing. We are going to build the wall and implement common sense asylum laws. You know, similar to what Canada has, or what damn near every other reasonable non-European country has. Yeah, great. And he can do that with a flick of the pen. I like that. Most people like that. All right, point number 3, child sickness. Now, this one's a little bit contentious, all right, because I know where he's coming from. If you watched him on various podcasts, he's been very, very passionate about this. It is what has made him be labeled an anti-vaxxer. Now, I am the most pro-vaccine person that I know. Very, very, very pro-vaccine. I know I keep putting it in, taking it. There, threw it away. I am the most pro-vaccine person I know. But I'm also the most anti-government control person in my group of friends. If I had friends, in my group of acquaintances. I think kids in school should have to get any vaccine that has been around for 10 years or longer. Simple fact. After 10 years on the market, wide use, we know. We know. We generally know the risks. I did not get the most recent controversial vaccine because I'm still waiting on Walter Reed to finish the human trials. Pneumococcal, I got my pneumococcal vaccine, and there's a new one out that lasts longer. That's great. Cool. How old is it? Oh. Can I just get the old one? The one I got before? You don't want the new one? Not yet. Let me get the old one. Let's give the new one a little more time. And it's probably fantastic. And when I go to get my pneumococcal next time, I'll be like, all right, time for the new one. Let me do a little research, and boom. Yeah, seems cool with me. Boom. Vaccinated on everything except for the new controversial one and shingles. Because VA will not let me get my shingles vaccine until I reach a certain age. I've almost paid out of pocket to get it. And I still might. I like vaccines. Sorry for the rambling, but that's what, the channel is. He is very big on allowing parents to have more control over medical choices. Great. Don't want the government forcing kids into stuff. Absolutely. Which has caused a little bit of a row on the gender reassignment surgeries amongst minors, because he is of the mindset that if a parent agrees, then yes, it can happen. I'm of the mindset that any medical professional that would perform those procedures might be in violation of ethics. But he's in favor of, well, I don't want my kid getting the flu shot. They should still be allowed to go to school. Touchy topic. My libertarian self and my medical training makes me go, In New Mexico, one of my daughters was unable to get a particular shot. She was unable to for a medical reason, and went and spoke to the school nurse about it. And she was like, all right, well, we're going to have to move her to this classroom. Okay. Kids that cannot get their jabs, we don't want two of them in the same classroom if we can help it. We spread them out for herd immunity. Good on you. What constitutes not being able to get the jab? Whether or not I check the box or not. Oh, you get a lot of discretion? Yeah, I mean, I talk to the parents, let them know, and we have a polite, heartfelt discussion, and we come to the best solution. That's fucking perfect. And this is a small town in the desert. You have that ability, you have that freedom. So yeah, there's that. I don't like the government involved in medical choices. Whether you are pro-life or pro-abortion is irrelevant to me. The government making a choice between what I can or cannot do to my body is a touchy topic. You better have a damn good reason to tell me what I can or cannot do to my body. And I know the pro-life argument. I know it. I'm not saying I disagree with it. I'm just saying it's not about the procedure. It's about the government making laws about it. I don't like the government. Sorry for the weird tangent. All right, number 4. I will not lie to my people. I will not allow my people to lie to you. We will restore honesty to the government. If you're caught lying, you're fired. All right. Yes. Yes. Idealistic? Yes. Realistic? No. How about if you are a member of Congress or a member of the Senate or in the cabinet of the presidency, then more transparency. Oh, you got caught saying this or saying that and it's not true. Okay. Well, fuck you very much. What I'm more interested in is I want to know what stocks you're trading. I want to know who you're getting money from, who you're talking to, what you voted on for this, and what connections that might have to things that influence that. More transparency. More transparency. And we need a check and balance. And we have seen that the DOJ is not that. This two-party system has created, the executive branch creates these people who are supposed to balance Congress and the Senate, but they're not. They're appointed by, right? So, I don't know, what's the solution? Do we need an elected fourth estate? A fourth branch that does that does the DOJ's job? Do we need to start electing the DOJ? Do we have a national fucking election for the for the Secretary of Justice? Right? You are elected and your job is to oversee justice. You're in charge of appointing the FBI director, and you're in charge of this and that and that and that and this and this and that. Maybe that's a solution. And his 5th was, we are slaves to the corporation. Okay. Well, yes and no. His 5th reason is we should be able to afford a house. We should be able to live the American dream on one income. We should. Inflation is killing us. And what's the solution? Now, he doesn't say a solution. He just says, I will fix this. Great. The slave to the corporation thing, how about we not allow corporations to make giant donations to candidates? That'd be a good one. That shit came up when W was in office. How about we bring back the tariff system? We try to become more independent and less globalized. How about you start making things in the United States with American workers, create jobs, right? NAFTA was a failure, right? Make things in America and charge a tariff on things that are coming in. Stop sending foreign aid out to other places and spend that money on the infrastructure in the United States, or even better yet, instead of sending $30 gajillion out to these countries, you don't, and then go, oh, wait, our budget's much smaller. Hey, let's cut taxes. Now I'm paying less taxes. Oh, and we're not buying oil from other countries? Great. We're not buying products from other countries? Great. So it's made here. It's transported with resources from here. I mean, we're sustaining ourselves. We're not going to let inflation and prices go fucking crazy. Hey, that's a good idea. Which he is very openly discussed that. So my takeaway from his 5 things, they're all good. 2 are completely unrealistic. Make the choice between medical freedom and being able to control what's best for kids. And it's a fine line. And think of the children. Do what's safest is always the first step to tyranny. I want RFK to be part of the government. Probably not healthcare. I would love for him to be, head of the EPA. He's an environmental lawyer. Put him over the Department of Education. I mean, this guy is very honest, very much a good person with brave ideas and doesn't care who it pisses off. I like him a lot. I don't think he'd be a good president. I don't. But damn, he can do a lot of good. And I really hope he does. Hope he's given the opportunity to really do some good things. I discussed all 5 things, right? Build the wall and end asylum to people that travel through safe, sovereign countries to get there. Yeah. Transparency and honesty in the government. Yeah. End inflation and become more focused on the American dream, America first policies. Yeah. Save the kids. Yes, please, without becoming a tyrant. And the 2-party system. Yes. Runoff elections. Easily a solution. Don't know how being president would fix that. I mean, we really got to fucking start with Congress. Like, we need. So, I had a lovely discussion with a wonderful person at work today about presidents and politics. And I do not like Donald Trump. I think he's arrogant. I think he's an asshole. He did so much good for the black community as a businessman. Yes. But it wasn't because he's a good person. All right. He did it because he saw a great market. He saw the opportunity. All these racist fucking people were just shitting on the black community or giving them handouts and pandering. And he was like, hey, you want to start a business? I'll front you the money. Give you a better percentage on the loan than the bank would. And made a profit. Yeah. That's why. He doesn't give a shit about anybody but himself. And that's what makes him a good businessman. That's what made him a good president. His ability to communicate with foreign leaders and get shit done made him a good president. His ability to help the economy and create jobs made him a good president. He wasn't a bad president because he's an asshole. And Jimmy Carter wasn't a good president because he's a great human being and a good man. Those things don't matter. I like Obama. I like Obama a lot. Hell, I even voted for Obama once. I think he's a good dude. I would love to hang out with Barry Salerno. We'd have a beer. We'd argue about sports. We'd crack some jokes. Talk about Kanye. Great time. But he wasn't a great president. He wasn't a good president. His foreign relations was trash. And he kind of fucked the healthcare system. He fucked the healthcare system just like Clinton fucked the housing market. History will be less kind to them on those topics. Ronald Reagan, fantastic foreign affairs, not a good person. What he did with foreign affairs wasn't the Christian thing to do, wasn't the nice thing to do, but it worked. So all this, Donald Trump's Satan, he's evil, he's okay. Gotcha. Does he create jobs? Does he create peace? Does he benefit the citizens? That's all I give a shit about. I like RFK a lot. I think he's got a lot of great ideas and all good intentions. Don't think he'd be a good president. But let me know what you think, and I am going to play his ad completely through with no comments.
Let me tell you who I'm not independent of. I'm not independent of you, and I don't want to be. When I'm president, you, the people, are going to be my boss. What we need to do is to complete the 27 gaps in the wall, and we need to reinstate the Migrant Protection Act that requires people with asylum claims to remain in Mexico. If I have not significantly dropped the level of chronic disease in our children by the end of my first term, I do not want you to reelect me. My first day in office, I'm going to issue an executive order saying that if you're a federal employee and you lie to the public, you lose your job. And I'm going to stop the federal government from lying to us. The central fulcrum of the American dream was that if you worked hard, if you played by the rules, you could finance a home, you could raise a family on one job. And because of these giant corporations, we go from being citizens to being subjects. I'm not going to let that happen to our country. This has been paid for by Team Canada.
People before politics. Sorry, Oprah came in my ear. People before politics, country before people, I think. Yeah. Good dude. Good message. Great fucking ad. He should be on the debate stage. He's sitting at 7.5%, 8%. Yeah, he should be on the debate stage. He should. He should be on the debate stage, and there should be a live audience. Transparency. What I want. But, you know, let me know what you think. And I do appreciate you taking the time to listen to me ramble. And hope you check me out on all the platforms. And like and subscribe. Or whatever variant there is on the platform you're watching. Thank you. And have a great night.